You want to get a news update, my brother, Tunto Spoon. You want to know what is happening, my brother, Tunto Spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just Tunto Spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, Tunto Spoon. Tunto Spoon. Tunto Spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, Tunto Spoon. Tunto Spoon. If you eat Cape gradually, my brother, Tunto Spoon. You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, Tunto Spoon. Tunto Spoon. You wanna get a news update, Tunto Spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, 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 kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today?
Then gasoline. The monetary value is $2,150 US dollars. This time they don't give you gasoline coupon in terms of the gallon. They give it to you in a dollar, whether that's $5, $10, $30, or $50. So the monetary value is $2,150 US dollars. When you put these sums together, the US dollar component, it is 15,000. I am not speculating any longer. And I am not saying it is around or close to. I'm not saying a in between or around or on a. I'm giving an exact figure. 15,325 US dollars gross. When you do tax deduction, you come close to 12,000 US dollars every month. Then in addition to 29,700 Liberian dollars in salary, in Liberian dollar component. I believe this amount is too high. It's too high. We should cut it down. And that is why I am taking 5,000 US dollars out of this amount and returning the rest of the money to Monserrado County so that the people can determine what they want to do with it in terms of humanitarian and other developmental needs from the 17 districts every month. We make that available. If after we pass the new budget and this amount reduces, we will still be within the neighborhood of 10 to 12,000, which I believe is still too high. But even if we came at 10,000 and we're returning the minimum of $5,000 to the county, we'll be giving this county 60,000 US dollars in 1 year from our income as a means of protest for the remainder of our colleagues, for us to do it as a government. Yesterday, and including today, health workers are on go slow for their incentive and other medical supplies that are lacking. From what I have here, if we gave 10,000 US dollars back through the government system, 103 of us we will generate and save 1.3 million US dollars every month. Times 12 months will be over 20 plus million dollars. We can put it back in the health sector, upgrade it, and make it free or really affordable for our people. Or we can put it in the education sector, upgrade the public schools from kindergarten to 12th grade, and make it free with quality. Then the poor people children that troop on us to ask us to assist them with school fees, we as public officials can send them to public school because it's free, because we have made it of quality. If we take 15,000 and put it in our pockets, and the people believe that most of the government money in our pockets, they will come to us to take it out of there. I don't want to be a humanitarian on government money. Especially, I'm a policy maker. Take more of government money, put it in my pocket, and give small back to the sectors that's supposed to benefit bulk of the people. I don't want to be a part of that. And so I'm doing this as a mark of protest to demonstrate to this country and to all of us and my colleagues that it is possible that under this difficult period, we can live with 5,000 every month when we do the right thing with the 10,000. Imagine if this policy became a government policy where it will affect the executive and the judiciary.
At the conclusion of this press briefing, we are going to be publishing the assets of His Excellency Joseph Imam Boakai. So the publication will be done as the conclusion of this, and I can let you know now that the President has given us the authorization on today, Friday, June 21st, at this time, to inform the Liberian people his interest of publication is stem from what he stood for from day one on the line of integrity and in showing that corruption is stem, and he will let the Liberian people know what he has. And obviously his interest is not to acquire anything out of the ordinary. He will be the legacy president that he will be, and his interest is to make sure that Liberia becomes a better place. So thank you again.
We normally celebrate. And like June, you may be aware, June is a very important and historical month in the history of the African children. So for us, CDC, we also consider Youth Day in June 16, on June 16, if you want to have a sharp reflection when you think about the situation in South Africa and the ideological understanding of our institution, who are prepared to give their all in defense, their selfless, ceaseless commitment in defense to raise the banner above their personal interests, to raise the banner. It was a very successful program, but it's foolhardy to think that it is a right to where you occupy. We will definitely not negotiate. Those people who you have dismissed, they are Nigerians. They reserve the right. If you want to take them from job, they should be taken from job legitimately. You can't come here and intimidate people only because you think that you have a privilege to occupy a particular space. We want to say to you, our step was not in any way suggesting that you were doing the right thing. We thought that as a decent human being and as a as a respecter of the law that we are, we thought people like you who are doing what is expected of a decent person. But we don't see that we don't see that. We don't see that. We don't see that being conducted among people like you. So we have no option but to ensure to do the appropriate thing, what is right. And what is right is to take the requisite measure that will compel you to engage into compliance. So we ask our people to be here. We also want to say to you, on Sunday before you come here, we may have informed you that the political leader of our movement, the Excellency Dr. George Weah, will be returning to the country. You will be returning to the country. We want to inform you the day we call on the day of his return. We want to talk to our Liberian people. It will be a good thing for you if peace says, yeah, we can this peace. Even when we serve our government, when people thought that they were going to take this country to war, sedition, because you are the custodian of the peace and democracy of our country, you took the unusual decision to give power to save peace. I want to say to you, even though we love peace, but we're not going to become spectators to the suffering of our people and to the pains of our people. We will always rise up to the occasion and ensure what is justly belonging to the Liberian people. The days of redemption is out. The days of redemption is on site. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks a lot. We'll go around to
Mr. Former President, maybe you were not sleeping. You were very awake. But how come you didn't know all the things that were happening around you? I doubt whether you even understand this country. Even though you led it for 6 years. I doubt whether you even knew what was happening around you. Or whether you know what's happening now. We listen to you, see the lack of understanding of what it means to run a country. So no wonder why, true that you were not sleeping according to you, the country sank to where it was. At no time in the history of this country, the leaders of our country could just be sanctioned left and right. But our most respectable partner, the United States, you were not sleeping, you were awake. This place became a dumping site for cooch and other harmful substances. You were not sleeping. Corruption reached its zenith under your leadership. You were firmly awake and not sleeping. The auditors were being murdered in cold blood, and your government could not act. Your eyes were wide open. The civil servants who were already underpaid were reduced to beggars to harmonize their salary. You were not sleeping, but every government institution we've inherited, including where I stand, the Ministry of Information, looks like a dumb site. With your eyes wide open, put our country almost on the verge of being a failed state. Yes, Mr. Former President, you said this is not a change we wanted. But how could we not be? When you came with your change, in 6 months, you built 47 condominiums. Honor your change. President Bwaka is almost at 6 months, he's not built one. You said the president is appointing people based on nepotism. Your former chairman told us how you appointed people. You see, President, our orientation is different. We want to respect you. We want to respect all our former leaders. Don't push us. When you want to be dirty, we can do it greater than you. Let's keep our governance process civil. Sometimes if you don't understand the space that you're in, you created a big problem here that we are committed to fix. In 5 months, President Bwaka is bringing in 285 pieces of yellow machine that will make our road possible, declare farmland for our people. That's something that the people will feel comfortable. The roads will be accessible. In 5 months, the road you abandoned right here on RIA Road. Just go there even as it's raining. The work has been progressing since Bwaka took over. It took 4 years to build that one road. In months. Go and see the progress.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion.
Okay, tune to spoon to be part of our discussion. Tune to spoon to get your information, to know what's happening in Liberia, what's happening at the ministries, the agencies. Tune to spoon. This is where you get the news every single day. I'd like to say welcome. Thanks to all of you again for joining us on another edition of the program. This is Spoon, the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. We are here again live across the Spoon Network, Spoon 107.5 FM, Fabric 101.1, and Super 95.5 FM. Many thanks to our partner radio stations that are relaying this program. Thanks to all of you who have joined us on across the internet on YouTube, Spoon Talk Live, on Facebook, Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV. I'm Nelson Collier. Again, I want to welcome all of you tonight. Let's have a great show. Let's have a great conversation. Kindly share the show as you join us tonight. And I want to say happy 4th, happy holiday to Liberians in the U.S., residents of the U.S. and U.S. citizens who are residing in Liberia as well. Happy Independence Day to all of you guys. So again, it's gonna be a great show tonight. Kindly share the program as you come on in your Facebook groups, on your WhatsApp groups. Let's have a great conversation tonight. I see Morba Zoka is already here. We are going to go to the comment section and recognize a few of you quickly. But just before doing that, let me bring Morba in tonight. Morba, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight. You are muted. You are muted.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
All right.
How are you?
Oh, okay. Thank you, Nelson. And my day is going smoothly, and I want to say Happy Independence Day to all American or Liberian who reside in the United States of America. I want to say Happy Independence Day, July 4th. And to all our listeners who on Radio Land, on Facebook, YouTube, I want to say you guys are welcome. We say you guys, without y'all, we cannot make it. We want to say thank you so much. You guys make us who we are today, because you guys always on time. When we on air, you guys put on your radio and go to YouTube, on Facebook. Y'all watch us, man. Look, you guys are hero, man. We nothing without y'all. We want to appreciate you so much. Yes, I want to appreciate you so much. Thank you for tuning in every time when Nelson come on live. You guys, always on time, man. Look, you guys are heroes, man. Y'all are the heroes. We just behind the scene, doing this, but we may come. No, Nelson, that's it, man. That give the flower when they are alive, man. We shouldn't, she will go anything.
Bye. So how you want to start the show tonight?
No, I got my man. I can't call everybody name, but I got to tell them thank you.
So thank you, Moba. Let me go across and recognize some of the folks in the comment section now. I see Thomas Richard Clark is here. He says he's joining from Mo Ali Avenue. Where do they have Mo Ali Avenue?
They play Mo Ali.
Mo Ali Avenue. Oh, on a serious note, I'm just coming across this. So the MD at the LWSC Avenue. Yeah, but that's a good one.
The
thing about Liberia, I really admire the way we name our places. So most times, if you are the first to move in a particular community and build a very decent house, decent house in that environment, it's just left for you to pin something, just put your name on it, Mobile Zoka Avenue, Mobile Street, and what have you. The next thing you know, you have a street already. Or like since the American lives somewhere, I will not call, but in no time, they have an avenue in his name.
But Nelson
Avenue.
But Nelson, I'm cutting you. How about the Division Highway before reaching where they get black dinner? So you see it?
How did Gina got black?
That's
what black Gina keep.
Some people that need it, Nelson, they get truck garage. So truck garage are where people used to park the truck. People that name a truck garage today. That name he's on the truck garage. So you see it?
Yeah. Under the tree. There's a place. They call Under the Tree. I think it's on the Badnazir Road. I was speaking to one elderly man many years back. He said back then they had one big tree around that place. So when the taxi drivers made use of that corridor and the passengers wanted to stop around, they just said under the tree because that was a very big tree. Again, cotton tree in Habel, cotton trees are still there, and the place is called cotton tree.
And then when you go in Bikano, when you go in Bikano, they call it Power Station. I think I'm serious. My man, I'm telling you, I was working with
I'm not
Power Station. When before crossing Cotton Tree or after Cotton Tree, around the Ghetto area, when you read that, my man Power, you will drink on there and say you get tired. They call it Power Station.
Come on, man. I want to say welcome to everyone. Yeah, it's amazing how we name places. But welcome to everyone. Bengali, I see Lofty Bondo is here. Samuel Gathe, thanks for joining us. John John Fireman, Isaac Junior. I see Jacob Bolokon. Hope I got your name right. Tommy Jr. is here tonight. Thanks for joining us. Isaac Blama, James, Sumo Jr. is here. Sidiki Kroma. I see Eric McGill. Eric, thanks for joining us tonight, Chief. Edwin Zopon. Zobon is here. I see Adama Jaliba is here tonight. Ruben Siafa has joined us. Thanks for joining us tonight. I see Mireda Gba. Thanks for being here tonight. And I see Nathaniel K. Hill has joined us. Sam Segram is here tonight. Tantu Woolley has joined us tonight. Konya Lofal is here. Tumete Robert, F2, and all of you joining us tonight.
Man, Chelsea, McCoy, me too. The message Washington, bro. So you gotta call it, man, me.
It's a great thing that all of you here. DJ Do, Alice Band, Tanu Konyan is here. I see all of you joining us. Oh, my own senior brother, Mr. J. Tazo Robert. Thanks for joining us tonight, sir. I see Eric Willie is here, Edward Musa, and I see Daniel Brown. All of you join us. Charles Delan. Charles Delan. Thanks for joining us tonight. Henry Monga Ziga. Yeah, Henry Monga Ziga. Thanks for joining us tonight. And to everyone, it's a great thing to have you here. Noosh Noosh. Thanks to everyone for joining us tonight. Let's hope we can have a great show. A lot to talk about. So many things happening in Liberia. As usual, this is where we get to give you the updates, and then we bring you objective analysis on the issues here, and then we provide you the space where you can talk about those issues as well. And I want to welcome everyone tonight to the show, the late night show on Spoon. Kindly share the program as you come on tonight, and let's have a great conversation. Maba, you want to do your opening just before we
Nestle,
move into the conversations tonight?
yeah, Nestle, my attention had drawn to a lot of stuff, like concerning Liberia, actually. But a lot of things are going on behind the scene, and the Liberian Senate and a House of Representatives. I think every time when we come on this platform, we tell the Liberian people what is unfolding. Well, that being said, the Liberian Senate and the House of Representatives, I think they hold the key of Liberia's success. Next thing, I went through some of the chat and document concerning the Liberia and like the budget and other stuff. President JMB, which is our president, we voted him overwhelmingly and campaigned for him based on what he preached to come to power. But I think it's coming to, like, for me, I gave the government 2 years. Let me just put it that way. But the Liberian people, I think where they are right now, they need the president to speak on a lot of issues that are going around the country. Because look, Nestle, every country allows information. If you cannot give the rightful information and people come and say things that is not true, if you, the government, you don't come to clarify, the people will always protest against you. The people will say things. The people will, although I listen to the president short, some may preach that he was, he conducted. According to him, he said he thinking about re-election. He thinking about now what the Liberian people want. And I'm a commend you for that, but it's not all to it. Because the Senate and the House of Representatives are doing things are not in the interest of the Liberian people. And we're looking at our lawmakers and they're acting like, oh, because we get money for the 5,000 or for the 100,000 for car with rack keke. Look, let us serve the Liberian people. The word serve. Look in the dictionary for the word serve. They tell you in rich. They say serve. It's like somebody come in a restaurant and they're waiting to eat and you pay your money, then what happens? They serve you. That how the Liberian people looking up to the lawmakers to serve them. You look at the lawmakers, the Senate, to that be there and enrich themselves, get money, won't ride the best of car, the luxury car, marry, make. Then Liberian people suffer. I think it is time for the president to speak on these issues. I think it is time for the people, the Liberian people, to stand up because they need change. That's the reason why we vote J and B. Some of them might say, okay, you know what? We get a president 1 to 4 years. I always stand by my word. But what the ordinary people who cannot get salary if they're teaching in the schools, more especially the people who teach in the interior, where you can't even get nowhere to call. These people have family. How will they teach? So I think the government need to come and call a cabinet meeting, nursing, and see how best they can handle
Thank
issues
you.
based on
Thank you,
on, on,
Morba.
on how things are unfolding in our country.
Thank you, Morba. Thanks a lot. Let me bring on the rest of the folks, because we're about to now officially start the show. Charles, welcome to the show. I see Desmo is in the background as well. But Charles, just take your 1 minute to do your opening, and then we can move to the updates quickly and then start the conversation. 1 minute, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. Thank you to all of our people. Brahmawa, how you doing, brother?
All right, bro. I've been independent, brother.
Yeah,
This is Morba who said you're a sedition, and then you just hiding behind
My man, you want?
and threatening.
you try to bring something different. I'm not. I'm not.
Muhammad told me in confidence. He said, you know, that
my
child
man,
got a
my
sedition.
man, no.
I
You
said,
know
no,
the
tell
reason
me,
why I
he
say
said,
the man,
child
the man
said a
say if
sedition.
Kumi,
So
but listen and Nelson, the man say if Kumi not win the election, that job we are go back. The man, hey, brother Charles, the two Charles men were on my neck to the first say.
Uh,
okay, that was campaign. But Charles, do your opening. Do your opening. Let's hear
yes.
it.
Let me recognize the great United States of America. Today's is the Independence Day of this great country. I want to say to all Americans around the world, happy Independence. Um, I also want to say thank you to our people in Radio Land. Those of you watching us through the comment sections or listening to us via radio. We want to say thank you again. We are here to discuss our country, Liberia. Liberia is at a moment where we all need to come around and see how best we can speak truth to power. At this point, I think the little man voice is welcome in this country.
Thank you.
And with the things that is going on, I think we all need to put our government feet to the fire to see, to make sure that the right thing is done in the interest of our people. And thank you, and we hope to have a wonderful conversation.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Charles. And again, I want to say to our folks, kindly share the program as you come on. Let's talk. Let's talk about Liberia. Let's talk about the issues. Let's have the national conversation tonight. A lot is going on in Liberia. So many things are happening. Let me just bring a few of the updates quickly, and then we can roll out the conversation tonight. A lot of you are aware that there has been this photo. Um, there has been a photo of some gunshot wound victim. Some victim that was that is thought to have been shot multiple times, and that has been making rounds on the social media. There has been some information circulating relating to that photo. Uh, some people have been linking that photo to an incident in the rehab community. Well, um, and that has been instilling fear in so many citizens across the country. Because whenever these things happen, and maybe I should try to get the photo here. I will try to get this photo up. Whenever these things happen, Desmond, welcome to the show. Whenever these things happen, a lot of people get afraid. They are worried for their lives, their safety. You know, sorry, they are worried about their lives, their safety, and all of that. And that particular photo has been instilling fear. Sorry, I had to get this stuff to come up. I'm trying to get this thing up. So the Liberian National Police today spoke to that situation. The LMP IG, Gregory Como said that photo circulating on social media of a gunshot wound victim that is thought to be linked to this rehab shooting incident is false. Um, they have done their investigation. They have gone above and beyond to be able to get at the bottom of this whole thing, to establish the authenticity of this information. And even the name associated, James Kendi from Liberia, is all false. So they said what their investigation uncovered is that the image is being circulated on the social media is that of a 12-year-old kid by the name of Kennedy Oyango Oyuma, who was reportedly shot 8 times
In
during a
Kenya.
violent protest in Kenya.
Yeah.
And that was on the 27th of June in this year 2024. So it has absolutely no connection with anything happening in Liberia, and that those disseminating such information should desist. So the police tried to provide some clarity with regards to that situation. I know Vasco is coming on. Vasco may have another version of the story, but this is what's coming from the Liberian National Police. The other thing is that, and with this, just before moving to the next development, if people, can we all mute, guys, so as to avoid the feedback? I think Mova, you're not muted, and Charles as well. So if these images are circulating on the social media and they're being circulated by some individuals, and those things did not happen in Liberia, then the next question is, what are the motives? With what intent are the individuals sharing the images doing so? Who are those sharing the images in the first place? I will pull up some of the images, the posters, and all of that. One thing I can say clearly is that some of the pages on which I saw those photos, immediately when the police came up with the clarity, some of those pages have started to take the photos down. But this is where we are. And on the flip side, President Joseph Yuma Boakai today paid a visit at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism to launch the Civil Service Agency Employee Status Regularization Project. And he was unveiling the first batch of recently hired consultants that are going to be deployed at various ministries and agencies. But why this is happening, the CSA is saying, the Civil Service Agency is saying, remember, the last time we spoke about this entity was when they removed some 200, a little over 200 persons from the payroll, saving the government X amount of dollars. This time around, the CSA is saying that they have finally removed 687 ghost employees from government payrolls across 4 spending entities of government. And so the 687 persons whose names have been removed, this is going to be saving the government of Liberia some 2.6 million annually. It means that every year, if those individuals were to be retained on the payroll, the government of Liberia would have been spending this amount, some 2.6 million annually on those individuals. So the CSA has removed their names. They are potential. That's the word. That's the term they use for them. 687 potential ghost names from government payroll across 4 entities. So, what are the entities? Who are those individuals? How did they get employed? What were the motives? CSA is saying that this will save the government. So the major concern of the CSA here that is being presented to the public is to clear the payroll, clear the system. Now, but why this is happening, the CDC had a press conference today. Now, a lot of you are aware that President George Weah, former President George Weah, when he had this recent interview that had the information minister responding, this payroll thing is one thing that former President George Weah spoke about. He termed it as unfortunate for the government of Liberia, this president, the people that came to rescue, to be removing people from payroll. He said it was unfortunate, and the former president said, how much is 150, 200 just to put food on the table of other people you're removing them from payroll? It's evil. This is not a change. He was upfront. I mean, he spoke his mind. Some say it was an attack on this current administration. So even after he spoke, additional 687 persons have been removed. Now, the CDC today, during their press conference, Jefferson Tamakoji, who happens to be the Secretary General, said at the press conference that under the UP government, Liberians or civil servants are slaves. He described civil servants under this administration as slaves, people who have been enslaved by their own administration. And he went on to accuse the President Boakai, of turning Liberia into a plantation of massacre. This is where we are. He said there have been too many murders under this administration. Civil servants who worked tirelessly have been removed from payrolls. They're living more like slaves in their own country. I mean, all these things are happening all at the same time. We're talking about runabout. People are celebrating runabout. Who should take credit for the runabout? Whether the previous administration or the current administration. But let's have a conversation. Today at the Liberian Senate, the senators have been debating a very crucial issue. With the recent flooding situation that has been happening around the country, major conversation, major debate is now ongoing at the level of the Liberian Senate as to what's the way forward. Whether this government or the government of Liberia should now kickstart this process of relocating the capital city of the country. So many of the senators, in fact, they are divided on this. Some people think that This is something that we should not even be talking about. The likes of Senator Yaya Nimland and other people, they say we should not even be talking about this, because if you want to relocate the capital city of the country, it's going to cost a lot. In fact, there's absolutely no constitutional provision or law that says when, how, to relocate the city and all of that. Is it a conversation we should be having now? Senator Jara of Lofa County said we should wait because to relocate city, it costs a lot. When we find oil, as soon as we find oil, we start selling good quantity, we can relocate the city. And they're divided on it. Another senator is saying that, look, the Ministry of that's the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. We had the Ministry of Planning before. Under former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the Ministry of Planning was merged with the Ministry of Finance. So it's now Finance and Development Planning. Initially, it was the Ministry of Development Planning separately. Another Senator Batikwa is saying that there's a need to take the development planning component from under the Ministry of Finance so that we can use that institution to plan. Even in this case now where we want to have a new capital, that Ministry of Development Planning should be able to plan how we want to proceed with this and not be under the Ministry of Finance as a department. He has taken on that fight as well. So many things happening in the country. Let's start the conversation tonight. I want to welcome everyone to the late night show. Since our brother Desmond and Vasco just came on set, they will kickstart the conversation because they're not doing their opening, and then we can take on from there. So, Desmond, let's start with this whole civil servant thing. Additional 687 persons have been removed from the government payroll. Those people are thought to be potential ghost employees.
So, hi guys. Oh, I just want to say somebody in the comment center said the name is Bungie C. Bungie. We must say that name, so I say the man name here.
Yeah, sorry, Bungie.
Yeah.
What Bungie C. Bungie, right?
Yeah, he said we'll say the name. So when I say the man name.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah. By the way, happy 4th to people in America. Happy Independence. You guys enjoy your day. But this thing is a political thing, especially coming from the guy that said that 17 continents, right? I remember he said 17 continents. Yeah, 17 continents. He the one calling Liberian slaves. So every time he speaks, I know what he speaks to call people working for the government slaves, and they're on a plantation. And I can see it's a man that has no middle ground understanding of things as it relates to people working. But people will follow where these guys go. 600 people off the ghost list, right? And I like to speak. I know the country is the country, and people talk about it in generalities. I like to speak to it from a personal experience. I remember in 2018, I was setting up an agency with somebody I know. They got appointed to some agency. I'm not going to call name remains, whatever. So the person got appointed. We went there to set up the agency as example, payroll structure, who's going to be here, organization charts. All these things needed to be done. What time people report to work? We had a person there that was working 3 jobs. One was she was working JFK, she was working with us, and she was working with another agency. They said they would just come to work until 10 in the morning because the place was on 19th Street. And she run to JFK after 10 o'clock. She go to JFK. Her real job was a nurse that she actually loved doing because she had family relationship. She'll be on a payroll with us. So we found out we took her off the payroll. The option we gave her quite simple. You either go to JFK or you get fired from both because there's a criminal attitude, and she left. However, the reason why I mentioned that is to say this situation with ghost names is throughout the country. So 600 is not enough, in my opinion. 600 of that payroll is not enough. I think that it's a good start, right? And most of the names you're finding with the ghost name, the 600 people, if they're actual employees, in my opinion, I think what's happening, they will be moved from the double dipping, because double dipping is another aspect of it too. Sometimes they're double dipping, so they're getting fired from one and they're maintaining one other job. However, the key thing here is there's $2 million that's going to be saved.
2.6, yeah.
2.6 are going to be saved. when people talk about budget allocation, when somebody's saving money, that money is going to be spent somewhere else. Is it going to be spent on your only gas? Or going to be spent on for the generator to your house? Or going to be spent on deal on car? Because as we know, the budget recast increased 5 people's salaries in the country. Budget 5 people's salary, more than that, it increased by more than $3 million. So the CSA 2.6 that is saving per year, is it going to be lost to representatives and senators? Or is it going to go into project and planning and development for the world, for the country?
You know, and that's another aspect, and I get where you're coming from, Desmond.
Yeah.
I think your next concern is it's a good thing to save money, but how are we going to spend the
Well,
money that
spend it,
we're trying to save? But again, let's go back to the process a bit. Is this something that's worth it? Is there any reason why? Because from all angles, especially the latest reactions has been coming up recently from the former president, now from the Secretary General of the CDC, everything is pointing towards some political witch hunt or something of sort, right?
Yeah,
That the current administration is using the CSA to want to get at the people who were against this administration or people who did not support this administration. Is there any reason for anybody in the right mind, Desmond, politics aside, to believe that everything that's going on with the CSA, the payroll cleanup, and everything is political?
Okay, so this is what I would say to that. People will believe what people want to believe, especially in a country where people are still looking for shelter and food, right? So the political decisions around these things are going to continue to happen over and over and over and again. I do not question that. However, hard decisions that need to be made in the society that we live. I cannot be looking for a job when I know a person that just got a job by John Brown working 3 different places, or a person that doesn't even go to work, right? A person that doesn't even go to work, going to getting a paycheck. The only thing I would say that makes it an easy political target is this. This government is targeting people that make low money to save money. If this government has said we are recasting our budget for senators and representative salaries to come down, for ministers and people's salary to come down, the political aspect, at the same time, while the CSA is doing their job to move people off the list, you can make a big political show of it. But CDC is picking a political argument to say, oh, they don't know. I can guarantee you, I asked somebody on a call, they let name one person, they said they don't know nobody. They know somebody, but they can't name anybody. They're not going to give you nobody that they know that was an actual employee that supported them and they fired them because that person was sedition. Nobody's going to give you that. However, they're going to use the timing of the situation to make it a political expedient issue. And it's politically, that's intelligent. That's really smart from a political standpoint, right? But had this government gone ahead and say, the President Biden say my budget shouldn't increase, it should come down. There shouldn't be no budget for the First Lady. There should be more money let's cut money from our money before we start cutting poor people money or taking people off supposedly ghost, because the idea, the term ghost names means the person is not employed, they don't have a job, they're just getting paid. So if they had done those 2 things simultaneously, you remove the political, at least you reduce the political tension if those two things happen simultaneously. However, just the fact that it's happening with people of low income, the other person was used as a political exploitation. And I don't see nothing wrong with what CDC doing. CDC is taking advantage of an apple that's being handed to them by this government. And that's it. But I still believe this needs to be done.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Desmond. Let's move to Vasco. Vasco, let's hear your thoughts on this.
Thank you, Nelson.
Additional 687 persons.
Yeah. So now I think, first of all, let me say hi to everybody and hi to those that watch us on Facebook and YouTube and to our listener on the radio. So, Nelson, look, the first time we listened to Josiah Joker, when he came out about this ghost name, he made it public to understand that there was what? 40,000 ghost name on government payroll. And I came here, I told you, I said, this man is one of the hateful men that I've ever seen. And these are some of the people that will damage the Unity Party. Today, he coming out to tell us that 600 and how many, 600 plus
87 persons, 687.
Thank you. So now you see where they're coming from. So when somebody come up with conflicting statement like that, you know there is a political undertone.
Vasco, maybe I need to come in with this.
Yeah, come in.
The initial number when this entire exercise started, the CSA boss said they were suspecting about 40,000 persons on who were either double dipping or ghost names, you know, all categories, just everything combined, about 40,000. Now, as they go on with the process, gradually they are now going into specific areas. Like, for example, those who are on ghost names, those ghost names in the different entities that are on the CSA payroll, they are dealing with those who are double dipping, you know, and all of those different areas. And that's why from the initial start of this process, there was a call for civil servants to regularize their status. So I just hope we understand from that aspect. The overall number was about 40,000, but they're going into specifics now. The other time it was like 287 persons that were removed. Now we're talking about 687 persons. So I just hope we get that. But you can go ahead, Vasco. Yeah.
Vasco, can I address somebody in the comment? She asked a very good question.
Yeah.
Sorry,
okay. Can you just get that down and let's have Vasco? We're gonna give you 20 seconds once we come back. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Vasco. Like I said, this is the Unity Party government. They can do whatsoever they want to do, how they want to run their government. But civilized people, especially for a country like Liberia, you will not come to power and you start to target the poor people, like what the former president said. Poor people who taking little of nothing home. Look, I got most of my friends right now calling me. I got a few of my friends that are working with how you can play Social Security. It was on Monday. Monday, my friend called me, said, man, putting her down. These are not ghost names. These are all seditions. They are getting out. People who got employed 2018. The thing is glaring. You can see from the Ministry of State, those 700 plus people they took from government. You can also see the EPS. And you can also see those police officers that was trained. These are the people they're targeting. And you understand? Look, so for this war, we don't have anything to say. This is how they want to run the government. They can go ahead and take whosoever they want to take from the payroll. The Liberian people will be the judge. They will determine whether when the CDC government came to power, they were all around looking for ghost taking Unity Party people from payroll.
But Vasco, is this not something that you raise some eyebrows?
Never seen.
That should get people alarmed because Vasco, this is what the situation is. If for just 4 entities, we're talking about 2.6 million. Shouldn't Liberians at this point be hailing the CSA for at least going into going in depth into this whole thing and trying to save the government some money?
So lies. You know where they bring the money in from? Then other people say, "Oh yeah, I told you before." How people get paid in Liberia? How can people take pay in Liberia?
So Vasco, what's your reliance when you say all this is they are all lies? They lies. What's your reliance?
The government is not saving any amount like that. This is not the first time. Do you know that the health worker cannot take pay? Do you know that the cutting the last time? Let me deviate a little bit and come back. The last time the how you call it, the revenue people, Jala, He said the revenue is performing correctly. And they see people getting people out of the payroll. People, a lot of people that are working during the president, they are not on the payroll. They are not getting that money should be there. If the revenue is working and you're taking people from the payroll, what's stopping you from paying people? What you got it $30 US for teacher salary? Teacher telling you yesterday the man called around the show here. He said he want to take a pay. They have noticed a zero cut in the salary. So if you save all the money, what people crying? What the doctors crying? So the people, they are lying. The Liberian people, one thing I want you to understand is this. The Unity Party under the Manaseli, it is not the Unity Party now. The Unity Party under the Manaseli, we know that everybody was making huge sum of money because of the budgetary support they were getting from our international partner. So the guys, they have come by knowing to themselves that President Bouaka will not run for second term. So their aim and objective is for all those big boys that came from overseas, whatsoever have gone back to Liberia, to step up their game and get the salary that they used to get before.
Thank you.
These are all tricks to get rich on the back of the Liberian people.
Your party had a press conference today. Then just finally, then we'll go to a Desmond. 20 seconds, we take charge. And your Secretary General, who served as mayor of this city, Monrovia, for so many years, he described Liberians as slaves under this administration. He said this administration is enslaving ordinary Liberians. Is there any reason for anyone to believe that? Is there any reason why someone should link the CSA process, the payroll clean up exercise to what he's saying? I mean, let's get a take on that, and we take Desmond.
Thank you, Nelson. Okay. If the government is getting rid of ghost name and saving millions of dollars, then those people that were making $75, $150, those people that were not ghosts, those people that were at the Ministry of State, those ones that are not ghosts. So if you're getting rid of ghosts and saving $2 million, those 700 or 300 EPS, they are not ghosts. You could take them and put them to DA if you don't want them to be part of the EPS. Those 700 people from Ministry of State, they are not ghosts. We saw them. You could maintain them and give them the minimum wage that they're getting.
No, Vasco, I have to come in. Senator Prince Moy at one point said that after those 700 individuals were discovered, you remember they had a meeting and decided to pay those people off.
They didn't even pay them.
No, I'm coming now. He said the checks were ready, and they were waiting for the 736, right? The 736 people to go and pick up their check that they're supposed to get, so they can pay them off. Over 90% of those people were nowhere to be found. So if you, Vasco, if you work with an entity, let's agree the entity is they're unfairly dismissing you, and all of that. If they have money to give you to settle you, will you refuse, or was it out of anger that about 90% of the 730 people did not go for the checks that were already ready at the Ministry of State?
Nancy, did you see one of the checks? Prince Moyi came on this big platform and lied to the Liberian people about what? Not because these people having the kind of a nomenclatures on their senator and this and that. Those guys lie too much. I just saw a group of women, they feel they on other radio station complaining that they haven't even getting their own money yet. So how will somebody be having that money and be escaping? Prince Moyi is a liar. He lied.
Okay, thank you.
Lie to the Liberian people.
Thank you, Vasco. Thank you. Desmond, you want to take 20 seconds? You want to take 20 seconds quickly, Desmond, then we
yeah. So what I would say to Miss somebody's calling Jay Carter from Australia. Jay asked a question since she said, he or she said, Nelson, Is it wrong to work 2 jobs in Liberia? Please answer when you have time. Well, it's not wrong to work 10 jobs in Liberia. It's wrong to work 2 jobs for a government. For one government to pay one person dual salaries. That's what's wrong. So you can work 10 jobs if you want. Just don't work for the same government, taking 2 salaries from the same government. It's got conflict of interest.
Thank you. You see Vasco Field gone blank. The man go in the CDC chat room. Now they play the man here right now. If you go in that chat room, you will see Vasco there right now. That's why his field has gone blank. But anyway, Charles, go ahead. Let's hear your take on this issue tonight. You are muted, Charles. Can you unmute? Okay.
Yes. So this is not actually for the panelists here. This is actually for our people in Liberia, and that's the thing that actually hurt my heart, right? When people come on this public platform where you have over thousands of people listening to you. When you are speaking, when you are saying things on this platform, people believe us as opinion leaders. And so when you're saying things, you have to say facts. You have to say facts. To the issue about God's name, the first problem we have in our society is system. Liberia, we have serious system issues. The reason why I'm saying system is because you have people just take people from anywhere and just put on government payroll because this man is the person who have the power to put somebody's name in the computer on a payroll. So other senators, other representatives, top government officials who have that kind of leverage, they go ahead and take people's name and put it on government payroll. And with the issue about payroll and getting names off the payroll, my opinion in this situation, I believe the government is doing the country justice. The fact that you cannot see a living soul to represent a name on government payroll, what that name is there for, what that name is getting money for. At the end of the day, that somebody behind that name that is pocketing that money. So for them taking that name off government payroll, it's helpful to the country. For me, it's helpful to the country. It's putting money back in our society, it's putting money back in our country. So the issue about people coming and saying things that these people, and let me tell you something, one thing in our country that I can say clearly, freedom of speech is something that people have in our country. I remember Charles from Capitol Building when they had an issue over there, he mobilized the staff force. In the protest, they went ahead saying things for their benefits. And at the end of the day, people came to them and heard them. Today, if people's names have been taken from government payroll, and those people, they are legitimate, they are living soul, trust me, they can govern as forces and protest why government have to take their name off payroll. And so the fact that you're not hearing people, let me tell you something, another thing we should take into consideration, people will politicize this thing. Because those people that are politicizing it, those are the people who put those names on government payroll. Listen, with no disrespect, the past government, they have a lot of people names they put on government payroll. Girlfriend, boyfriend, auntie, sister, nephew, nieces. They put people name on payroll that was not working for government. Some of them was saying, some of them sitting home, some of them in America, some of them places, but they were getting money from the country, doing nothing. I remember water and swell that Mo Ali is taking charge of today. Water and swell, the people didn't have no responsibility, nothing at all they were doing in our country. They were just going there, sit down, doing nothing, and you had a lot of people named on government payroll. Some of them never used to go to work. I'm a living witness of it. I know a brother who are with
were you on one of the payrolls? Because if you say you're a living witness, Then we
I
have
know
to
somebody. I know someone. I know someone. I just don't want to call the name up here, but I know someone who are working with the fire service.
Test the person name to me. Test the name to me. Test the name to me.
Why you want me to do that, Nelson?
No,
Why
no,
you want me
just test the person's name to me so we can.
Nelson, I'm providing facts. I'm not going to say anything that is not factual. I'm saying exactly what happened in our country. Water and swear, fire service. You know, people you just go to that place and just sit down and play checker. They go there, they playing checker. They playing Scrabble, they playing Ludo, all kinds of games. Some of them used to stay home, but their names were on government payroll and government were paying them every month. The nice thing about the whole thing about getting people off payroll, if you are in a particular position and you don't have the requisite criteria or the requisite qualification for that position, if this government see the need to take you from there, yes, they can take you from there because you're not performing the tax. Why is so wrong about doing that? And so for people to come and say stuff, Javasin Koji was saying those things today with no facts. With no facts. No facts at all, he was saying it. Even my brother Vasco is saying it here now. No facts. Not at all.
So
and so
where are the facts? You get facts?
My fact is that if people was taken from government payroll illegally, they will be protesting, they will be on radio station, they will be talking.
So that fast there.
If the living person is saying it, what you want me to say? If you take me from government payroll,
I see why y'all got 1% in the election.
Oh wow. If you take me from government payroll, Vasco, if you take me from government payroll and I know the reason why you take me from there is not justifiable, trust me, you see me on radio stations. You see me.
Okay. So for you, Charles, your thing is the fact that those people are not out there protesting, the fact that they're not raising concerns, they're not saying everywhere and calling the attention of the relevant authority, it means that there is nothing of such going on.
Nelson, here's the thing. If what his name, Prince Moyi, have my check, and you know they took money from government payroll. Let's assume they took money from government payroll, and Prince Moyi have a check to back pay me or whatever settlement, and he called me for my check. Why wouldn't I go for my check? Give me a reason why.
No, but just for the information, Senator Prince Moyi doesn't work at the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs. He was making a disclosure at one of the regular the Senate session as per information that he received from the Ministry of State relative to checks being available.
So the fact that you are receiving that information, it means he has some more. He will not just come on a public platform and just just mislead people. That's one.
Okay.
Up to today's date, they have not even nobody have gone to the ministry and asked for the check.
Thank you. Let's hold you there, Charles. We have to conclude on this topic. I see mobile. Let's take mobile finally. Then we'll make our.
Thank you, Nelson. Look, we got to be serious here. Actually, I listened to the mayor, the former mayor. He just mislead the people, and more often, what very bad for me, I'll come to that whole
the CSA.
Yeah, the whole salary issue. The one that baffled me, he's talking about serial killing people all around the street. Jesus.
Now that's funny.
If God can get angry, he should be the first person God must strike. Why would you say that? Honor your regime. You get it. Highest death rate with no closer. And then you
but he was making specific reference to the King George situation.
What you call my man? Listen, I'm speaking
the protest
in general.
that turned out to be a bloody one. That's what he made some reference to.
If Jefferson Koji can walk on the streets of Monrovia with mercy, with collect and pistol, we all saw the photo. Now he come and tell or the Liberian people that he's so he's sorry for them, or he gets something like, look, Nelson, what we say deception that people that's Jefferson Koji, they should be the last person even to open their mouth and talk anything concerning Liberia when it comes to serial killing and other stuff. The past government get it higher in the serial death in our country with our closer. And today, people are grieving without their family member. Children going to school, they even know their father.
But how can you say this about the mayor? No, Mama. How can you say this about the mayor when this mayor was on the protest of what's the girl's name? Jessica Lloyd. He was on that protest. He was protesting for justice for Jessica Lloyd.
Did he protest for it?
Though at some point Jessica's family got angry. They said they didn't want Mayor Koji to be there, and I agree. But Mayor Koji was there in solidarity.
It was a valid thing. All that thing that was make up and acting. So that put that one side. Why he not protested for the EPA officer that shot himself 3 times? My first time hearing for somebody to shot himself 3 times. Why listen now? Why he not this? Nothing you can justify him because he was a key person. No, that's he was a key person in this power regime. He served as a mayor. He hosts things, and nothing will come here with safety. We know things. We know people who work with the DEA that gave out information about Jefferson Koji. Get a deal in Liberia. You think when I come here and say these things, people have document in their possession. They're waiting for the rest of time. Jefferson Koji.
You will have your time. You have 30 seconds. Let's have mobile to learn. Yes,
Jefferson Koji, one of the person who mastered a lot of things in Liberia, and today he's sitting over there speaking about mysterious death and other stuff. Your government, when it comes to the table of death, you can't even compare it to this government. You can't add it to a chicken, and it went free because you feel were in power. Then you want to go press conference talking about Liberian people and what. But you know what? The Liberian people get sense. That's the reason why they never put them back to power. But let me go to the salary issue. You see, when the people at Vasco now will come here and say things without facts. Why will I get people holding me money? Let me come to that before I go to people, the ghost name. Why will I get a working entity and people get money for me? And they say, Mr. Zoka, come for your money. Or even they say, if we were a team, you think we're not protest, we're not put ourselves together to go to whatsoever, more especially this government is the anti-government to the opposition. You will put yourself together and go there and say, you know what, we work, we need our money. You will protest, and your money will be given to you. That put that aside. And now he's talking about the government taking people need for on payroll, all the one. In America, you Vasco, you hear, if you wait, you can get paid. You see that deception? Look, that's why I want to say when people that come on the platform and get misinformation, that people that Vasco there, where in the world you will work or you will not work and then you get paid. I want you to tell me where in the world people will sit home and then you backing your former president. Or people need to eat. So even when they're working, they on payroll. Which one of the country? Show me the country. Show me one. I will resign. No, man, that's not do that, man. How many times I talk Vasco talk more than almost 10 minutes here. I will not go to 1 minute, 30 seconds. You won't call me on, man.
Take 30 seconds. Take 30 seconds.
No, but let's stay back. Let's stay. Go ahead. No. Okay.
No, Mama, calm down.
Calm down,
Mama, we have an entire show here, Mama. So yeah,
Vasco mislead the public. He lied. If the government come to power and taking people name, okay, I agree. You say the people then who names they took from the payroll, they get money. I mean, okay, they're working rather. Okay, then what they need to do, send the work, and the government have pay for them. Let them come and present themselves. They say, okay, you know what? We the one who working. And why you're taking us, you're justify why you're taking us from the payroll. Let me see. But if you didn't come there and say people will sit to their house, they don't even go to work, and then they get paid. You think that's right? Use Vasco in America a day, do not go to work 2-3 days, you get paid. You will not get paid. So you come there, you backing it because it's in your favor and you misleading the Liberian people. If we come here to discuss issues, let us discuss the government progress. If they're making progress, we say it. But don't say it wrong for them taking almost 600 people from on payroll, more than 600 people from on payroll. Then you can say it needs to be that all the people that are on payroll, this will be getting paid.
Boba, let me tell you your
Let's
last 10 minutes, your last 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Desmond,
go
take
ahead, my
20
brother.
seconds.
God, deception,
Desmond,
man.
take 20 seconds.
I
We're
will
gonna
take
give
20
20
seconds.
seconds to Vasco and to Charles as well. But let's welcome Toure to the show. Toure, thanks for joining us tonight. It's good to have you on. Go ahead, Desmond. 20 seconds on the
I'm a brother to where how you doing? What I would say to this quite short. If President we are wanted to keep poor people on Jack gave poor people free money, you know he should have established before he left and put into law a welfare system. He would have did it. Nobody will argue over it. You pay people $50 a month on welfare, they ain't got to come to work. But you cannot be talking about work and at the same time you're talking about free money. The two things they're mutually exclusive. They can't be together. You can tell me, say, come to work, and then tell me, say, oh, you get free money if you don't come to work. That's not how it works. You come to work, you get paid, right? If President we are wanted a free system to just give people free money, $25 a month, $50 a month, $125 a month, he had a chance. Says yes. Establish a welfare system, tell people to meet a requirement, and they just sit down to the order get the money. When Burka removed that, Burka will face a political consequence for that.
Yeah, then we get a point.
Oh, he didn't do it. So don't say
Thank
that
you.
he arguing the territory and she's not discussing work. They don't work together.
Thank you very much. Vasco, you want to take your 20 seconds quickly, and then we move to Charles, and we bring Toure will take us home on this topic.
You know,
musician.
I know some people can bring their emotion in the discussion, you know. And
I mean, I can talk. I'm emotional.
but that's it.
Yeah. Let's
this is a big platform for people to just sit there and just say what they want to say and be lying. Okay, some of you don't even know who they call Koji. You wouldn't say Koji name because Koji was the youth league chairman for now. He want to be city mayor. You don't know how Koji grew up.
Nancy, you give him 30 seconds. You know that.
Let's give Vasco his time.
No, I agree. I'm not telling you.
Vasco was quiet. Vasco listened to you.
I said Vasco, man, I addressing you that you give him 30 seconds.
Let's give Vasco his time.
Yeah, but man, calm down. We're not making force here. So Nelson, and you see, God will say, this is the reason this government will not see peace because they lie too much. This is the lie that brought them. Somebody when their photo shoot, you not see that video? Go look at that video of Jabasi walking. What do you see going up so here? You're gonna do that your photo thing. You're take going up in the main hand. You're take call it. You're doing so. You're living in America. You don't know what they call a fake photo. And then let me come back to the issue of killing people. Look, everything you say about our government, they are all Pharisee. Nobody can point to anything that the citizen government or president we are give order for them to kill person or Jabati calling give order for them to pay. But on your watch, on your government, your president gave order to the police and the DA to shoot every time they go to raid. That was even protest. That's why they went to King George. They kill people. They kill people. And we saw it clear. The government kill people. They just kill an innocent child just a few days. So what the SG was speaking of, it was reality. Can you show me one instance or instances that under the George administration, you saw the police going to execute people or kill people? Can you?
Thank you, Vasco. 30 seconds exhausted. Charles, you want to come in quickly? Charles, please take it.
Guys, I said this thing and I will say it again. When we come on this platform, we have thousands of people that are watching us. We are opinion leader for Liberia, and not just only Liberia, for other Liberians around the world. We need to speak truth to power. Jefferson Koji, as city major, he had gun hanging on him. Even the New Georgia issue that went on with the election noise that took place there with yes, he had gun with him.
No,
When it comes to
was not in.
no,
was
not
not-
tell that you that
But-
that this
but
that
you
is
know,
what they call
I
and
know what tell you
Charles,
tell
I
you
mean,
to
that was that was
to see
disrespectful.
on time.
But
yeah,
Charles,
this is
I
yes.
was there that day. I was on
but
site that
Charles,
day.
Charles, here is the thing, Charles. Here's the
I was
thing.
on site that day. And I didn't see
What?
Jeff Ogun that day. I
Everything
was on
happening
site that day. I
at
didn't see
President
Jeff Ogun that day.
Everything. So they say they went out there. So they say they went, oh, I know the other person.
I didn't see Jeff Ogun that day. I'm talking in your favor.
That's it. That's
I
it.
was there. I never saw
You see,
Jeff
you
Ogun.
talking
But
in
you are
favor.
clearing.
This is not about favor. This is about
No,
Liberia. It's not
but
about favor. A lot of
this is what I want to say, right? Charles, what you're trying to make reference to is the exact thing that Vasco just spoke to. Vasco said that photo you're trying to speak about was something edited. You know, the photo was manipulated, and
But
so
man, I'm not
it
that
is
thing.
what
that
you
photo.
think.
But it's okay. I'll get that photo. But apart from that, let us look at
Okay.
death in the country. Let us look at death in the country. You got people who left their family to come and serve their country faithfully. At the end of the day, mysteriously, they lost their life. There are so many information that came out about people that lost their life in Liberia. The 4 auditors, there was so many information. The other person was a car accident. The other person went to go do man and woman been on the beach. They left in a car. All kinds of information. How possible? And all of these things that were going on, trust me, Jefferson Koji knew were all around them. Were all around it. And for Jefferson Koji to be, you know, the issue you were talking about, his party stuff, the parade, that, you know, it's fine. That's his party. He got the right to say whatever he want to say about his party. But to be that deceitful to the Liberian people and act like you in the interest of Liberia today, after all what you did, come on, man. Come on.
Thank you.
Our people are not stupid. Our people know what is right.
Thank you, Charles. Let's bring Ture in quickly, and then we'll make our transition from this topic. Ture, go
Good
ahead.
evening, good morning, good afternoon to all of our viewers here in the United States, and those that are celebrating 4th of July. I'm not celebrating. But so let me say this. You know, we come on these airwaves to bring sense to the discourse. That's our purpose for coming on this platform. We are not here to generate talking points. But if you so desire to do that, then the Liberian people have to run with that too. Vasco, we said this thing yesterday. We have to put politics aside when we're discussing critical national issues that have the propensity to help not only unity partisan, but from the spectrum of all political parties. This issue with this payroll goes, something like this is not affecting not only affecting everybody. It affects every institution. That's why you have critical institutions that are going unfunded or absolutely no funds going there at all. If you look at this right now, we're talking about 670 what? Bro.
687.
Right. This dude made it very clear. This is not a wish hunt. All right. We got these guys here. If you listen to me now, Vasco, you hire time. I know I'm not hearing you, but he's distracting me. Look, when the man came on, the man said, look, we're gonna go through this. There's gonna be an exercise. And if anybody have any reservation, can come. You know what I'm saying? That the same thing Ducle did when you call about benefits and stuff like that, like all retired or former employee at the free port to come for their benefits. Some people have been dead, long gone, right? So when this guy's going through this process, getting this ghost list, ghost name off of payroll, you don't have to put it aside that, bro. You don't have to. You don't have to say, oh, there's a wish hunt. There's nothing about wish hunt for this. Like my brother Charles rightfully put it. Look, if you are terminated on wrongfully termination, there is an area where you can go for redress. If someone just said that, my man, wait a minute. if
Come on, go ahead, man. Vasco,
when
nothing.
a Vasco is working, right? If your employer just come one day and say, Vasco, okay, you are fired, or Vasco will take your name off of payroll. Of course, it's not supposed to happen that way, right? You will sue the company, you'll go through, you know, these are stuff that these guys had. So the 680 whatever number we're taking off, if these are real people, guess what? They can go for redress. But I know for a fact these are not real human beings. These are AI generated folks. All right? You know what I'm saying?
True.
You know what I mean? These are AI generated folks. And Vasco, you might be surprised. Vasco name is on there three or 7 times. Because if you love your country, you love Liberia, right? This should not offend you, bro. You should not be upset about this. You should be upset of the fact that people are getting paid without rendering service to the state. That is a violation. You can be your CEO paying people that are not producing or that are not coming to work. That makes you a very bad business person, bro. So this is nothing about politics, man. People should be getting paid for what they do. Nobody should be saying in the United States getting bankrolted by Liberian government. Nobody should be doing that. But if you come here, you try to put it aside and say, oh, this is a wish horn, right? The president, I know what you guys did. What CDC did was, because of political expediency, they overcrowded payroll to maintain potential voters. That's what they did. You don't run politics like that, right? What you do instead, you go through by generating and producing opportunity for people to work. You do that, but you didn't do that. You try to bring people everywhere. When I visited Liberia back in 2017, 2018, I visited some ministry. I swear to God, I kid you not. There are people standing in the hallways with book bag. Somebody didn't have sit or sitting place. They were standing all over the hallways. If anybody in Liberia around that time can all attest to this. People are standing with no seating areas. You know what I mean? So Vasco, for Liberia to move forward, we have to put our partisanship on the side and look at the bigger picture. What's gonna benefit Liberia? That should be all of our fights. It shouldn't be because of my party. To hell parties, man. To hell political parties. What Liberia stand to gain? 6 years, you guys were in power. What did you guys do for education? What did you guys do for agriculture? What did you do for critical infrastructure areas?
Security.
All sustainable life-saving areas, healthcare, agriculture.
20 seconds, Ture.
You know what I'm saying? So when we discuss some of these things, Liberians are people are buying battery and putting their radio to listen to us speak sense. Not to come and try to put in sense every little thing. That's
Thank
not that, man.
Thank you, Vasco. Sorry. Thank you, Ture. Thanks a lot for that point. You know, we want to transition now. We have about 30 minutes or so. Let's take on this conversation for about 15 minutes, and we can give the rest of the time to our folks to take some calls. There was a major debate today at the Senate amid the flooding situation. Residents of parts of Monrovia have watched their homes being flooded, their mattresses and other belongings floating on the waters. And the Senate took keen interest in this issue since it came up. There's been conversation going around that. The Committee on Public Works then decided to carry on an investigation and come up with a report with some recommendations. And so it ended into a debate today. I want to bring some of the highlights from that very debate today. I wish I can get my hand on it. If not, then we're gonna move on. But there was a very heated debate today amongst senators. Some of them had this view that The flooding situation has gotten to a point where we should not just be talking about solution for flooding now. We should rather be thinking about relocating the capital city of the country. Monrovia is congested. A lot of the senators today in their presentation or in their argument presented that due to how congested the city is, that has contributed immensely to the flooding situation across the country. And so the way people go about building homes, that's where the public works, the land authority, and other people come in. Some made a recommendation about swamplands not being sold to private citizens, that in fact there should be some drastic efforts to relocate all of those people who are occupying swampland, who have bought wet areas and all of that, to remove them. But then the other aspect is, how do you compensate those people, or whether or not those people will be compensated? If they're not compensated, how do you then intend to roll it out without that much of attention? And then so the debate went on. At the end of the day, the Senate Committee on Modernization is expected to take those proposals and report back to plenary so that they can have a further conversation or find a way forward. So this is just the start of so many steps that's going to lead to a major decision with respect to whether or not the flooding situation is going to be addressed in the country, whether or not we're going to see this issue with the relocation of the country's capital. When it comes to that, I want to just bring a little bit of some of the highlights from senators today, and then we're going to come on this conversation.
Even if we move to new capital city and the conditions in our county still remain the same, whatever you carry in the air, our people follow it.
Nancy, is it possible to increase the volume?
So the way to move power is
increase
the resources that our people need in Monrovia. Let's carry it to them. The facilities they need here, that are carrying them here. Let's put those facilities there, and we'll hold that process. But I think the community has done well. We need to encourage them to be patient, especially on the issue of this climate change. Police is real. Climate change is real.
To move this country forward based on the presentations. So, my important colleagues, the issue is us, Liberians. We're talking about resources to open our capital city. We can't be an estimate, not an estimate. We've got to make sure this, but they don't talk about planning. 20 years ago, when Qatar was bidding for the World Cup, people thought it was a joke. The cars, like you said. What's about 14 or 20 years program together and working towards moving to a new capital? Nobody's talking about it before tonight. It requires time, planning, and everything. But my project, I don't think money is an issue. This country has got so much money and only able to do the right thing. To have national will.
It would take planning and it would take action, intentional action. So I think we need to start looking into that. Liberia is the oldest country in Africa. We can't be calling a place called Monrovia City every other time. We need to move out of Monrovia. Everyone has said Monrovia has outlaid. The population is overgrown. When you build a house and the house is so old and dilapidated, it reaches a point you can't renovate. You have to either demolish and rebuild. As a least regime, managed two important ministries, Minister of Finance and Minister of Planning. Today, that ministry is only occupied with formulating budget and disbursing money without addressing the key factor of our country, which is the planning. I've been told that counties are now being advised to do planning in their areas. When Minister of Planning was in existence, we have planning officers in every county that were working with the county to do their planning, to plan their programs, and feeding the central ministry just to drive the country's general planning process. I think we need to revisit that law. Those two ministries need to be disaggregated. They need to be separated. Let the Minister of Planning take its full charge, and the Minister of Finance take its full charge.
Okay, so
Planning for the new cities, maybe even
okay, so I wanted to hold it at that because time is not much on our side. But this is where the debate is headed. This is where we are. Is this thing about relocation of capital city a conversation that we should be having now? Do we have what it takes to relocate our city? Is that in any way going to be a permanent solution to flooding situation? And I know somebody may want to talk about the drainage system, the sewer lines and everything. They are all they've damaged and all of that. But if the issue of flooding is associated with climate change, which is affecting almost every country around the world, is there any reason why we should think that relocating the country's capital would be that permanent solution to flooding situations that we continue to experience in the country every year? Let's start the conversation with you, Desmond.
Thank you, Nelson. This is a good topic, right? There's several things I heard some senators say over there that made a lot of sense, and several things I heard some, and all of them said things that made sense. Most of them said things that made no, that the intent was very, very wrong. Remember, there was a time, I think it was like, I forget what time it was, but it was around, I think during the We Are government before, the senators wanted to change the election month, right? The campaign season. They wanted to change it to dry season because I when the road was good for them to go campaign in their places, right?
Yeah.
If you talk about illogical thought process, why don't you just fix the road to campaign anytime, whether it's rainy or dry? You say no. Let's move it to when it's comfortable for me, as opposed to fixing it for everybody. You say let's move it when it's comfortable for me. That's what I heard that lady saying. When the house is dilapidated, you move to a different place. No. Nobody house get dilapidated. They just break it down, start building new house, unless they have unlimited resources, which Liberia clearly don't have. What people do is when something is broken, they fix it. What's happening in the Senate, the reason why they're discussing today is the fact that they have flood and they want to address the topic. Liberia has a simple problem, and I think Batikwa illustrated it. The lack of planning is the reason why you have a reactionary Senate. There's no planning for climate change. Joey, I went and saw our climate change budget, the blue carbon, where you put that money in the pocket, I know. Right? The blue carbon, we know what blue carbon was in Dubai. They're just sitting there doing their own thing. Right? We heard about blue carbon was giving 150 million, 25 million. We can get our money here, finish. Go on. Climate change is real. So, Nelson, like you said, if you take more put in Banga, we're not raining Banga. If you carry the Maryland and Sea, we're not staying close on where is that? It's not where the capital city is. It's the planning surrounding the capital city as it relates.
But would you agree that Monrovia is congested?
So Monrovia is congested for a different reason, not because of climate change. The reason why Monrovia is congested, not because of climate change. Monrovia is congested because there's no other jobs. Majority of the jobs are in Monrovia. It's not because
it has some kind of link, right? Okay, climate change, the pull down is heavy and all of that. Now, the place is congested, So people are now building in places that they're not supposed to build.
Okay.
So you take, for example, the wetland. Now there's a whole conversation around whether or not they should remove the ownership of wetlands from
Another
being
reactionary thing again.
and
Nelson.
all of that. So I mean,
Let me get to you, Nelson. The first thing, people building on wetlands is not, in my opinion, it's not an issue. Here's the issue. If the person owns the wetland, there's a way, there's countries in the world, we've seen it happen every day, where they drain the wetland and they make it livable for people. Ministry and agencies like the planning boards in other countries will tell you how to build in that wetland because they are constructed, they know the mechanism and what you need to build it. It will be inspected before your building go up. So that's not my issue.
Okay.
These guys are reacting to something that happened right now. They're not planning for the future. Let's say the reason why Moravia is congested, you want to tell me, you, Nelson, if Spoon tell you, say you station manager tomorrow morning in Bogon Chile, and it will pay you X, Y, Z amount of money, you'll not go there tomorrow morning? It's economics. It's economics. There's less jobs in every other county than jobs are in Monrovia. If you start organizing for companies, for example, if a company comes, like the Yellow Machine, the bus company, if you tell the bus company, your headquarters will be in Banga.
Okay.
If you come to Liberia, your headquarters will be in Banga. All your bosses will be there. All the mechanics will be there. You think more jobs are not being in Banga? You think more
Thank
people
you.
will be in Monrovia? Let me make one last point. If you relocate Monrovia capital, right, because it's rainy, so what happened to put the investment other people didn't get in Monrovia? What happens to that?
No, you're not getting rid of the city, but you're just relocating.
So
I mean,
okay, so
it's fair to have two, three major cities. You can have
I
a
don't have
commercial
a I
capital, you
agree.
can have a political capital, and it depends on
Nelson,
how you want it.
I guess you think I don't. You think I disagree with that ideology. I don't. I'm saying the reason why they want it now, that because it rained yesterday, soon as someone come, soon as dry season
Don't
hit,
forget.
if one senator talk about rain season, moving Monrovia again, change my need the door. That's what I'm saying. It's
Thank you.
reactionary. It's no planning.
Thank you. And maybe you're right, because not much is being said about fire outbreaks and all of those things
Again,
around
you see,
anymore.
thank you.
But let's hear from Toure. Toure, go ahead. Let's hear your thoughts on this.
Well, Nelson, this is a mad distractionary tactics that's been used to divert the conversation for what have been a grueling, kind of, agitation that these lawmakers have been subjected to by the Liberian people all over the past 72 hours. So they're trying to divert the conversation to something they know very well, and that's not the reason why flood is happening in Liberia. We have cities then that have more water than Liberia, at least surrounded with more water than Liberia. The people are living. You see, look, at the end of the day,
Singapore,
right? People are living. But look, let me say this. When you neglect stuff that you're supposed to do, right? Because these lawmakers, they are very fast to tell about the three cardinal points of lawmaking: oversight, representation, and what else? Lawmaking, right? Lawmaking. You know what I mean? I bet you that's the only thing some of them know. Anything that come out of that, they don't care. They don't want to know. Let me tell you this, brother. When you talk about people building in waterways, Nelson, that's common sense. You know, like if you build a waterways, guess what? The water have to find its own way. That's what's gonna happen. Liberia does not have drainage system. I was in Conakry, like my last trip to Liberia, just this year. And these guys, they have gone on a mission to like just build drainage line all over the city of Conakry, right? Nelson, it can rain a place, right? It can rain America. It rains so bad, Nelson. But you better see flood, bro. I mean, like because the water know where to go. But bro, I mean, water travel anywhere.
Today, at this point, what do you think? Should we be thinking about? Should we be thinking about reconditioning the sewage, the drainage system? You know, and all those major connections, or should we be talking about relocation of the capital city?
Well, relocating will not solve the problem because some people might not move, right? At the end of the day, like my brother Desmond said, put it right. There should be some economic activities happening in other part of Liberia that will make people to naturally migrate. Nobody have to tell them move.
So we'll move the capital building to the new capital city. We move the capital building. Maybe we move an annex of the University of Liberia. We move some of the ministries and agencies there.
Brother, look, we have voluntary migration and involuntary migration. That is, the metric can come and say, okay, Monrovia is not safe for you because fraud is happening. You have to move. That one, you have no choice. You have to move, right? That's the government making that law. You have to move because government function is to make sure that they protect lives and property, right? So government can come with that law, get they not safe, everybody moving. That can happen. Then you have a natural migration where people will see economic activities happening in Bapulu, in Lofa. Like when agriculture start booming in Lofa, people will move back to their countries because there's a reason why they are moving.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? But if nothing happening and everything in Liberia, apparently our country, everything surrounds government, right? Everything. Literally, everything surrounds the government. There's no public sector, So all the activities surround government. And where the government is, there where people have to go.
Thank you.
The government have not done well in decentralizing her policy and her operation. So people always go where the activities are.
Thank you, Turi.
You remember the statement that Papa Denny made when Lamco?
Yeah, Lamco again.
Lamco wasn't. You know why Lamco wasn't here? Lamco was never in Monrovia.
Oh yeah, that's
Lamco was never in Monrovia.
And back then, I anyway. But Vasco, go ahead. Let's hear you. We have to wrap this thing up. Let's hear your thoughts on this issue.
Let's see. I will not take much of the time on this other topic yet, because I know. This is just something that people want to just speak out, but it's not going nowhere. Because if the guys are serious, what was their initial reaction to the floor? It's been over how many days now? So we have a lot of people in our capital city, in Monrovia, they are homeless. But look at what the guys put in the budget for themselves. For the $5,000 for try to get a car. So they kind of a discussion on that to go into it. Because I think they're just trying to scapegoat and that's it. So
thank you.
Yeah, I would not waste my time on it.
Thank you. Thank you.
My topic, you want to bring it up. President Baga leaving the country and going to Ghana to build dormitory for the people Maritime School.
Dormitory, we're going to talk about that issue tomorrow. In fact, I have the video ready, but we're out of time now. We will discuss that tomorrow. I'll put the video in the chat room. We will make some. We'll have some conversation.
Let me tell you one more second. So my brother Turi, I know you'll come back. He said I play politics. You see, I keep it quiet now. I want to bring calamity bidding on the floor before all you come me. So I just leave it. I just tell you that I got my view on the show today. I'm not playing politics. I'm not playing politics. I can remember a few years back. Y'all were right here on the late night show. There were no good thing ever talk about President we are government. Nothing good. When President we are payroll, I can't talk here. You said I roll the poor eat.
That's not true, Vasco. That's not true.
Talk about the park. You said I the park the poor eat. Also, you want me now to come here and be what you back and be this way here around say, oh baby, oh baby, oh. My people suffering in the country.
Thank you, Vasco. Thank you. I don't know why you think I
So that be what you
baby.
and I mean you waiting for today. And I mean you waiting for to do back and then do like that.
Vasco, sometimes
You never
you
see it on the show here.
you're so interested sometimes. Why you came from with your baby? What
You want to Bagara baby? You want to change the song? Bagara baby.
Bagara baby. And I mean I'm waiting for today. Leave it.
Charles, please go ahead.
Go in the street.
Charles, go ahead.
The people will eat.
That's saying, yeah, that's saying I have a different kind of view when it comes to this thing. And let me say to my brother Vasco, what Vasco told us just now, I think it makes complete sense. I think the senators, they're trying to charade, they're trying to mess around. But for the sake of the conversation, for the sake of the topic, let me address it this way. Nelson, I will tell you clearly, the issue about relocating our capital city is necessary, but it is not timely. And the reason why it's not timely is because of our budget, our annual budget for the country, not even $1 billion. And you need to get revenue, you need to get money coming in to relocate the country. It's not just something you just going to talk, mad talk. Like Vasco said, since the flood took place, what was our representative or senator's initial reaction to that situation? There's nothing. But again, I pick a very serious point from the senator from Maryland County. He started talking when you started the video.
Rebel Brown. Yeah.
Rebel Brown. Rebel Brown said something. If you cannot relocate the city, take those things that the people coming for here, take it to them. You know what that means? When you analyze that critically, he's simply trying to tell you, passport section, you need to take it to the people. Birth certificate, you need to take it to the people. Driver license, the issue about it is about decentralization of the government. When you have all of the various government ministry and entities, that's the reason why I told somebody to just deviate a little bit. I told somebody the ministerial complex that they built right in Cinco, it was waste of government resources. I take that opinion everywhere I go and I can defend it.
60 million ministerial complex, you think it's a waste of resources?
That ministerial complex over there is a waste of government resources. You know the reason why I'm saying that?
No, but it was not even from the government, it was gift from the people.
No,
the government people of China.
Yeah. But the fact that the government will agree for China to build that identical ministerial complex right within the city that you have, all the other ministry, it was waste to the Liberian people. They could take that identical ministerial complex and build it in a duly located area in Liberia, a central region that they have all other ministry, the passport section, the police set, the driver license, the police clearance, the birth certificate. They will have all these areas there, have a department in that ministerial area when it is centralized to a decent area. Nothing, imagine somebody had to leave from all the way Maryland County to come to Monrovia just to get birth certificate. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine somebody living from all the way Lofa County to come to Monrovia just to get a driver license? People had to leave from Nimba to come to Monrovia to get passport. What kind of country we are running?
Thank you.
The decentralization of our country, if they cannot relocate, I know definitely it can happen now, the relocation of the city, but the fact that you cannot relocate the city now, let us decentralize our government. The things then that we have in the city that are keeping these people there, keeping these people here, carry back to the various counties that the people have access to it. And the issue about flood in our country, it has to do with a lot of factors. A lot of factors cause the flood in Monrovia. The drainage system, the water, the swamp area, all of these things that people building on these things, that everything causes a flood. And so for that, nobody, you can't really that's natural phenomenon. That's natural problem. And, you know, so the government that need to put their feet to the ground and do the right thing. And one thing I know, government should be for the people, by the people, and of the. So if you getting the money and you're not doing things that are benefiting the people, then what you getting the money for?
Thank
Then
you.
what you getting the money for? So can I speak quickly to the issue about the planning ministry, or we going to A?
Okay, so just take 30 seconds on that because we want to close up now. Yeah.
So to the planning issue, Ministry of Planning and Development, planning, whatever, right? Before we have planning ministry extra. And let me tell you, the logical sense behind the reason why Eddie decided to combine those two ministries, you know why? Is because in Liberia, when you look at our democracy, right, you look at how politicians act. Who told you that that ministry can really work? Planning ministry. Who told you they can really work? Because the president have all those people around him that actually plan for the government, that actually strategize for the president and the government and present it to the Liberian people. So the actual ministry that's supposed to be doing those things, they don't have the power. They are not doing it because of the people that are around the president. That around the president are telling him, okay, we need to go build the other road. We need to do this other one. We need to sign this one. No. The planning ministry should be charged with the responsibility to do that. And based on that, Ellie felt that it was not working that way. So she decided to just merge the two ministries and make them operate together. But it's a very good idea to separate them. When you separate them and give this person a responsibility to implement that responsibility and go according to the job description, and forget about those people that are around you to plan for the country, and that the planning ministry be doing the proper planning, then we'll be making progress.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so Mobile, you want to go just quickly?
Yeah, I don't got much to say about. Actually, the only thing that I think the government need to do is probably just work on the water lines, you know, because we like Eddie first term, we've been hearing about the relocation of the capital city, and I think probably they will keep saying it and it will never happen. But what they can do, the government I think need to come up with a budget to try, right? They got places that Broadway got a wild land over there. They got places they can build a very nice apartment and locate people who on the water line, and you know, and the people that will locate to those places. What happened? They will help them maybe.
Do you really think this is going to work? Former President Sirleaf tried to relocate West Point. Take for example West Point. West Point is one of the environments in the city where during the rainy season is worse.
Yeah,
life there is tough.
Yeah,
now come to me about that.
From West Point going all the way to the port, right? That whole area. And even Central Moria, what they get, a lot of places where you see people building on the drainage, on the water line, other things. Look, the government get the power, Nelson. The government get the power in their hands. All they need to do is to implement it. What it does, what they do, they go places that Broadway, they got big land in Broadway, even Wepley. The government, what kind of land the government want, they will not get? You build an estate, locate those people, and work on the water line. Because in other countries, that's what the people do. They clean the drainage. And when they clean the drainage, get what happens? Next thing, it rainfall, that thing go under it go all the way under. You see, there'll be no water will overflow that city.
Thank you.
Since the government I have no idea or whatsoever or time or what time they will relocate the capital city, I think it will be a great idea for them to try and work on the water line. And look, that capital city is old, I agree, but it can be new if the government make a very good strategy to bring and try to paint some of those buildings, make those road good, connect those road, and like next thing you know, look at that place going to Exeter, that whole road area. Look at it way ball off that whole area. You understand? So I think the government that need to come out and look. That conclude by saying the next thing, 2018, 2019, when I went Liberia, when I came Liberia, right? You know what happened? One time the rainfall, I was going to UN Drive. Next thing, we could not. You know why? The water The water overflowed the entire city to the extent that Keke Motoba men and car, people were parked. And for me, I was driving Jeep. You understand that, my man? I got to park my car for certain time. The rain stopped before, So I think they think a long time thing. I think they send it that beating around the bush. They need to come out.
They're trying to bring it to our side now.
Now, they that beating around the bush. If they want to do it, let them make, make a full proposal so it can be in the interest of the Liberian people.
Nelson, to my point, right? 3 presidents have tried to remove West Point. Why do you think they haven't done it? We have big horses for people to West Point to move to where that place, Mount Barclay. Ellen Johnson, big place for them to move.
Did he really
No,
build?
Joey, I'm not big horse in my Barclay. How you
No, it
call
was
it?
actually
The market.
Okay, but Joe, we had intention for them to move. 3 presidents have tried. I know we have tried.
Probably,
I don't know the information, but I know we have tried to do it. 3 presidents have tried. You know why people haven't moved? You know why people prefer to live in a zero-round shop than to go live in a mansion or apartment you pay for them profit? You know why people will not move? You tell me for my livelihood. It's economics. You tell me for my livelihood, we put me in an apartment where I can leave to go fishing on my boat. Right? So why am I going to move?
Thank you, Desmond. That's a very great point. But guys, I think we have to wrap up. I think it was a great show today. I want to say thanks to everyone. Today, you want us to take few calls? But seriously, man, I think we've done a lot. It's been a great show. But we can take 5 calls. It means that we'll not do our closing.
But you see, people saying, is it true?
We're gonna call it show.
Is it going to put your one call?
I know Vasco, you won't go chill now. Why you talking about calling?
Nelson, let me say this. Let me say this, Nelson. To the callers, my people, to the callers. Man, sometimes some people will call me in the middle of the night. Somebody call me 7:35. Why am I work? Toure, I won't contribute.
But I feel like
that's why I go here on a regular basis.
Nelson, wait. Nelson, that's what the point, right? So the president felt that I was trying to hold him, right? He said, Toure, no, Toure, you have to wait. I have to lay the point. I said, wait, I'm about to tell him.
You're trying to clarify the president when I'm listening. They won't listen. They said, no, don't
you check out the person listen to the replay.
I let the person talk when they finish making their point for sometimes 1 minute, and I say, hello, sir. Sorry, I'm sorry. You weren't on the radio. All what you just said, it was just a conversation between you and I.
Nelson, you know what? The poor can get to. I think when they're watching the replay, they'll get to the place where you say, okay, now about to pick up caller. Now you can call us. It's not dying no more.
Guys, I think we have to wrap up. Today is holiday at your end. Desmond is in Australia, but the rest of you are in the US. I think you have to take charge of your independence celebration.
I was thinking that Desmond.
Desmond is in Australia. And
I was in the US when we used to talk first, but I moved to Australia. That what happened.
Moved to Australia.
Yeah, we're on focus. We used to talk.
Oh, okay. That's correct. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, my man is good.
But why everybody moving to Australia? I got to move on outside in recent time.
Okay, so I want to say thanks a lot. I will end up with me. You'll do your reservation.
No, I gotta go, man.
I want to say thanks to everyone, to our audience.
They play Vasco. Vasco will go do it.
No, my man. Come on, man. Vasco is a professional gentleman. He doesn't. I want to say to our audience,
I'll call you. That's my we'll talk, bro.
I see a lot of people calling on the local lines. You here in Liberia, you're still up. Someone confronted me today.
No, the president said, I can fly it down Vasco.
But I can go there for visit.
These guys have hijacked the show. These guys have hijacked the show. I want to say it's been a great show. Have a good night. Thanks a lot. So on set tonight, we've been having Vocabulary Maju Toure has been here.
Let's go.
Being here tonight.
You see this book?
Desmond Finlay. Desmond Finlay, thanks for being here tonight. Vasco Small, thanks for being here tonight. Our brother Charles T. Gonga. Thanks for being here. And Nelson Colette will talk to you again. Have a good night and bye-bye for now.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. We can go anywhere we want to go, my man.
Anywhere we want to go, brother.
Anywhere we want to go.
Anywhere.